Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Derek Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to talk about getting your virtual office with Opus Virtual Office. That's right, the link's down below. It's only $99. But first, we got to talk about this merch. That's right, the Stop Struggling Now merchandise. Please go to StopStrugglingNow.com and get that merchandise. And welcome, everybody. And please, like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it.
All right, welcome back. That's right, Opus Virtual Office Program. We're going to go over it today so you can see how easy this is to set up. This is for those that need a virtual office. You can see there's a live receptionist that you get your own phone number, you get your own fax number. Here are the items that you get. And as you can see, you'll get your fax to text. You'll get your emails to text or text to emails, whichever you prefer. And it's a virtual office. All those people who want to be anonymous, if you don't want to use your residential address. So here we are going over it. You can see it's a simple form. It's only $99 a month. And this gets you set up where you can have your LLC, corporation, all mail entered here. It's a commercial address. And as you can see here, you put in your zip code and you put in, there'll be several locations, and then you choose a location in your area. And the highlighted ones are generally the ones that actually have office space. They're not just a mailing center. And then it's a simple matter. You see phone numbers. If you have a preference on phone numbers, I have a preference myself, and I'm looking through the list, and then we'll see what we have next with more numbers. Maybe there'll be a number that I like, so we'll check out that, and we'll see what goes on here. But this is how simple it is to set up. Most people think that it's a big to-do, but in reality, this is all you have to do. And these numbers, so this is in real time. So you can see exactly what I'm doing, and this is exactly what you would do if you set up a virtual office using Opus Virtual Office. And keep in mind, there's a link down below. So you can sign up for Opus Virtual Offices and start your business. And of course, you would have already went to the Secretary of State. And as you can see, I picked a number here. And once again, they go over everything you receive. And as you can see, you have your live receptionist, and how that works is they'll answer the phone number that you selected. Then they'll forward you the caller. And that could be to your cell phone, to your house phone, to any phone number you want. You can pick up the phone there, or they can just send it directly to a voicemail system. You're much more professional if they forward it to your phone number and then you answer the phone. And you see your company phone number, you see your company fax number. And generally they're one after the other. So with everybody else, and you can see easily what this holds for you. It looks like you are set up in business, which you are, and you actually have a location. So in fact, if ever anybody wanted to come see you, you could always meet at that office location. They do have little offices, conference rooms, and things like that. Of course, there's a little fee for it, but you can see right here that it's just a simple matter of you would have already went to the Secretary of State. You would have saw your name was available, which is what I'm doing here. Stop Struggling Now in the Secretary of State in Florida was available. I did not sign up with the Secretary of State at the time. I came back over here to Opus Virtual Office and set it up with the understanding that I'll be able to go back in. It does take 24 to 48 hours to receive an email with your exact suite address. You'll know the actual address, but you won't know the suite address until you complete this. Once and for all, you have to pay. And as you can see, you use the promo code Y, G as in George, 1. That's the letter Y, letter G as in George, 1. And that bypasses the admin fee. The promo code is going to be down below in the description, and the same holds true for if this is on podcast. And as you can see, it's just that simple. And there's not much more to this other than to complete the process, and I'll probably gray out some boxes. All right, we're going to finish this up. You can see there's some options that you can add per month, but I'm not going to click on any of those. And now here we are at the almost the checkout screen, the summary. So you can see Stop Struggling Now, LLC. You can see the individual name, which would be your name, your address, your phone numbers, your primary numbers in case you have a secondary number, because they want to be able to contact you. Now you have choices. You can prepay a full year in advance and get 1 month free, or you can pay monthly of $99. Using the YG1 code, you can see the administrative fee is taken off, and it's just a one-time payment of $99 to get started. One thing that is not mentioned too often is that you do have to sign 3-month increments. So in other words, even though it's $99 a month, down here in this agreement, you have to sign where you're going to say you're doing this for 3 months. So you can't sign up for 1 month and then next month quit. You are obligated to basically $300 over 3 months. So as you can see, they take all forms of payment, almost all, but Visa, MasterCard, Discovery, Amex. So you put in your credit card number for your payment method, your billing address, which obviously is going to be your normal credit card billing address, and you go from there. And once you complete that, then you're going to be sent to your checkout screen. But again, you want to read and make sure before you do this that the agreement has your LLC name correct. You want to make sure all spelling's correct. Your name is spelled correctly. You want to make sure all your phone numbers are correct. You just don't want to just run right through this. This will take you about 10 to 15 minutes. Somewhere in that range, or 15 to 20 minutes. But either way, take your time. You can also read the agreement, and I advise that greatly. You can put in the comments section, because I actually wanted a different phone number than what I originally had check marked, and so I put in a message saying, hey, can I get this other phone number? I don't know if they'll do it or not, but either way, I'm fine with whatever phone number it is. But I kind of was trying to switch to the 4322 number, because that's just a little bit different on your dial, but it's not really any major difference. When it comes to it, I just like a simple, easier numbers. That's why my numbers usually are quite easy. But anyhow, so this is how simple it is, though. Some people say they have problems or errors, and I don't know what they actually mean, because it's pretty straightforward on what you need to do. Opus Virtual Office, you don't need to do much other than do the forms that I'm showing you right here. And this here, in case you're watching it from a different time and a different date, this is March. I don't know the exact date, but it's around March 27th, 26th, somewhere in that area. And when I actually did this, and so this is posted up around March 30th. So this is the format that they had at the time, in case there's any changes later on. And as you can see, it's just pretty straightforward. You read your legal agreement, and part of it is what I said. But with anything, when you're in business, you have to read all the fine print to make sure you're in agreement with it. So you don't want to have any bad ramifications later on. In case you have a dispute, you can't say, well, I didn't read the entire agreements. You want to make sure that everything you enter into when you have an LLC, and personally, that you want to read all of your agreements. Some people just sign, check, and then find out later that they did something. Like, for instance, if you didn't read the agreement, you don't know about the 3-month. You would think that you're monthly, and in case you set this up 1 month and then the next month you decided, or 2 months down the road, you said, well, I'm not even going to start yet, so I'll just cancel it. And then when they say, I'm sorry, we need that final month's payment, you might be a little upset, because you're thinking, why do you need the final month payment? But it's because you didn't read the agreement, that it was a 3-month agreement, and you renew every 3 months. So 3 months from now, you're going to renew again 3 months later. So that's the way you got to do it. You always pay attention to fine prints. So then you just want to simply check out, your credit card number. You just want to make sure everything's in there again. You don't want to run through this hastily. Just like I'm doing right now, we're going over it, and this video is going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. And as you can see, we're signed up. Sign up is complete. And then, of course, they have other options for you down at the bottom, and it's going to take 24 to 48 hours before they give you your actual suite number, and it'll come in the email address that you sent before. And here down below, I was just curious as to some of these this ink option that they had, and I thought that I was just curious because before when you signed up, you wanted to have your business name, I would assume. Obviously, you can probably change it later, but like I said, I went to the Secretary of State's site for Florida, looked up Stop Struggling Now, knew it was available, so then I applied using Stop Struggling Now LLC, and then after I applied here at Opus Virtual Office, then I went to Stop Struggling Now LLC, or vice versa. I can't remember which one I did first, but either way, you can do it either way you want to do it. I just can't remember what my sequence was. But anyhow, I just wanted to look and see what they were doing with this incorporate.com, because I'll give you a perfect example. The Florida LLC is $125. All right? So you can see right here, no matter which state that Opus Virtual Office is in, whether you're in Wyoming, whether you're in California, whether you're in Texas, Nevada, Maine, it doesn't matter, New York, you can have another company file an LLC for you, but in this case, you would pay $125 plus whatever the fee is that the other company would charge. So you have to keep this kind of thing in mind. Sure, for some people it may be worth $50 for somebody else to do, but once you go to the Secretary of State website for whatever state your LLC is in, you start seeing the fees, and when you see it's only $125, are you really going to pay $50 or $75 or $99 for another person just to sign you up? You're still going to have to write your articles of incorporation. You're still going to have to put in there how you want to structure your business because it's an LLC. But anyhow, this is all about Opus Virtual Office and setting it up. And this is just simply on their pages. And I was just showing you that you can go through the LLC. If you don't feel comfortable with setting up an LLC, you can sign up with Opus Virtual Office first, put in a generic name or whatever name you kind of want it. But I advise go to the Secretary of State to make sure that that name is available, because in most states you can search if a name has been taken or if a name is available, and you have to alter your LLC name. And also, this is a good time to bring up, if you have a LLC, you're trying to get the domain name because you want that to match up. So I just want to bring that up too, because it's very hard. If I couldn't get stopstrugglingnow.com, then I probably wouldn't do Stop Struggling Now LLC, because what's the point? Somebody's going to, obviously, if you're an LLC, it's like you, when you Google somebody, you don't Google thinking that their name is different. And as you can see here, the limited liability company fee is $79. So in our case, the $125 plus you would have paid them $125 to set up your LLC. So it would have cost you $80 more, so you'd end up paying around to what, $204, something like that, instead of just $125 when you do it yourself. And they don't get anything any quicker either. All they're going to do is just go online and do the same thing. So that's why sometimes you can save yourself a little bit of money. And keep in mind, this is a tax write-off. Remember, all these fees that you're paying, you're now in business. You're an LLC. You're a corporation. Everything's a write-off. So when you go down here and sign up for Opus Virtual Office, $99 a month is a write-off. $1,200 a year is a write-off if you stay a year. If you paid your LLC and it's $125, that's a write-off. When you have to file your paperwork in Florida, for instance, you have to file annually, that cost is a write-off. Anything that happens, if you have a virtual office space and you need to go and have a meeting at the office and it costs $50 for you to rent that office for an hour or two, then that is a write-off. So it's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, we're just making sure that the order is complete via email. I have the email, and you keep everything for your records, because now you're a record keeper as well. When you have your own LLC, you have to make sure that you have everything down. If the IRS ever comes calling, you can show them, yes, I have a contract. Yes, I paid $99 a month. They'll say, if there was if they're thinking there's a problem with your $1,200 a year for your virtual office, then you have proof that that's what this is for. So you don't have to worry about anything like that regarding taxes. So you always want to keep a record of all transactions, and then you want to proceed as a separate entity for an LLC. You do not want to commingle. So everything you do for your LLC, you have to now go down and get a bank account. Okay? And you're going to take your articles of incorporation with you. You're going to have to show on there that you're an authorized person for the LLC. So your name better be somewhere on that LLC saying you're either an authorized user, CEO. Unless you're a partnership, you don't want to really use the word member. But again, on the document with the LLC, it has to show you registered agent maybe. It has to show your name on there. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go open up a bank account. So it's that simple. Nothing extravagant here, ladies and gentlemen. It's the way we do it here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all your support. We're almost getting up to 5,000 subscribers. And you know it's hard out here. This coronavirus, COVID-19, you have to keep in mind, keep yourself safe. This is an airborne epidemic. Airborne just means even if you have a mask, that may help you, but it may not. Airborne means it can go through a mask, around a mask, potentially hit you on your face. If somebody's talking to you, you wipe your face or wipe something and you don't realize that a little droplet came on you, and next thing you know, you're touching your face, around your mouth. That's how you can catch this thing. This is very serious, so do not take this as just a hoax or anything like that. This is very serious. People are dying, and hardly anybody's been tested. There's 300 million Americans, so be safe. And this is a perfect example of why you want to have your own business, and particularly your own online business if possible. Because if, like now, friends have been sent home, they're going to get paid for a month. But if this thing goes out to 2, 3, 4 months where there's a situation and who knows what the future holds, they could then be laid off. Then they're getting half their paycheck from unemployment, or they're in a job where they don't even get unemployment. So these are the kind of times when those extra streams of income would come up. But with the pandemic, there's less people working, so there's less people shopping. But you still have to have extra streams of income. So with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.